So my buddy actually asked me last night whether he thinks this or the Mustang was faster. And last night I said probably the Mustang, but after driving it, I think it's this thing. And especially with, and I just realized it last night, I have paddle shifters like the Ferraris. Oh boy, moving up. Welcome back to another episode of Broken Mirror, guys. If you are new to the channel, last week I revealed that I have a 2006 Audi A3 that I'm attempting to make my daily driver. But I would like to keep flipping cars so I can keep paying to make that my daily driver. So I've still been searching for cars to flip, and I think I just found one. Again, if I buy this, it'll be the newest car that I bought in the channel. I almost bought another VW. It was a 2010, but honestly, the guy's just not getting back to me, and I've been trying to get this car, but we'll see. You guys ask how I get these deals. It's a lot of work, it's a lot of mind messing with, like, it's a lot of psychology, people trying to mess with you. This girl says another person was willing to offer 1,000 or 1,100. If I'll do 1,100 right now, she'll buy it, but there's no title, so we have to go file for a lost title. There's no pictures of the interior. So there's always like these hazy parts that you do playing this game. So if you want to know how I get these cheap cars, it's just a lot of work. It's a lot of refreshing, finding the good deals. She listed it for $1,000. The car's not running, probably needs an engine, but if I get it fixed up, it might be worth about 6-7 grand. We'll see. We'll see how well it does. But again, I have no idea what the interior looks like, and she took some pictures which kind of look like she's hiding a bumper, something that might be damaged. So anyway, that's where we're heading right now. Let's get at it. All right, guys, so that was a fail again. That was a 2015 Ford Fiesta. It had 130,000 miles. And again, they only went for like, I don't know, 6 at the top end, like really 5.8, which means it would probably sell around 5. She wanted 1,100, it had back registration, it wasn't up current. The engine did seem like it was okay, like it just lost compression, so it probably needed rings. Probably just never been maintained ever. But just as I was saying before, the interior, complete crap. There was no pictures of it. So you guys were asking how I do this stuff. Like, you start to learn things where people are purposely avoiding certain things, where you're like, okay, so there's probably a crappy interior. And normally I wouldn't even entertain these cars. But right now it's so hard for me to find one that I'm kind of feeling needy, and I'm still trying not to get too emotionally involved with it. I almost would have got that car if it didn't have back registration fees. Luckily, that was enough for me to walk away. But if it didn't, I probably would have it here already. But basically the interior was thrashed. There's been dogs inside that car probably from the day it was bought. That's okay. I can clean out most of that, especially now with the ozone. Get rid of most of that smell. But it was like pieces were missing everywhere. Like window handles. Oh, I had crank windows still in 2015. Parts of the dashboard, literal handles to close the door, handles to open the door, missing. It was like they started parting out the interior. It was so weird. I offered her $700. She said no, and I was kind of thankful in the end that she said no, because again, I forgot about the registration fees and everything. So I'm just glad. It would have been a headache. It would have drove me nuts. I would have had something to do, but instead I ended up going over to Pep Boys and I got a new battery, free. $160 battery, 100% free. Really stoked about that. So what I'm gonna do right now is go install the battery on the Audi, and then we're gonna see if this thing starts for the first time in 6 months, which didn't start for the first time in probably 6 months prior. So let's get at it. All right, guys. This will be the first time I try starting it after fixing the key and after 6 months. Already, there's automatic flashers for the alarm going off. I don't know if you guys can see that in the camera. I don't hear an alarm going off, so I don't know if it's just tripping out. Let's find out. Sorry for the background noise, guys. There's a diesel van just sitting here running next to me. All right, let's see how it goes. Oh, it looks like it's recognizing the key. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. First start, first try, a little bit of hesitation. You can hear that the oil hasn't been mixed around a bit, but it sounds strong. It sounds a lot better than any of the other Audis I bought. So I'm pretty stoked. Oh, coolant light's going off. That's okay. Feeling good. I'm feeling good. All right, so I'm gonna pull this thing down and try to start working on it a little bit today. Let's get at it. All right, guys, so I think the first thing I want to do is try to fix that back window. So right now I'm going to open the door, take it all apart, see if my motor from the other Audi, the A4, if it'll actually fit. Because the motor ended up being fine, the slides were shot, and it might be the same thing on this, but I won't know until I tear into it a bit. I started doing it before and I just kind of didn't know what I was doing, so I just left it where it was. Now I kind of have an idea of how these guys actually work. So yeah, that's gonna be the first goal. Let's get at it. All right, guys, I took apart the window and turns out that the cable is completely shot. So I'm gonna have to go to the junkyard to get that part. I'll probably do that later on once I start figuring out what else I need for parts for this car. There's probably gonna be a lot of them. So I'm probably just gonna hold off until I get to the point of literally when I'm trying to get the car smogged and find out everything that I need. But since I'm done with the window, I think I'm actually going to do just a quick vacuum over the car, try to get everything that's in here out. I guess I must have come in here and actually did some of the garbage removal because this thing was full of crap. But I am just going to try to vacuum everything out quick. I'm not going to get extremely detailed. I just want to get the loose stuff up and make this feel a little less grimy. That's the goal. Let's get at it. All right, it is all vacuumed up. It's disgusting. but now I want to give it a nice wash, clean it up a little bit, try to save that paint before any more damage happens to it. So that's my goal for right now. I'm just basically gonna wash the whole car, give it a rinse quick, then probably scrub it down a little bit with a sponge, rinse it off again, do the engine bay because it's filthy. If I'm gonna work in there, I need to clean that thing up. So that's the goal for right now. Let's get at it. All right guys, it is the next day. I ended up wrapping up all the washing. I wanted to show you how good it came out. Now, I do want to end up cleaning up all that paint, and some of you guys were mentioning some PDR, and I might do that. I don't know, there's a lot of little ripples. I don't know how much it would be worth it for me to pay for someone to do PDR. And for those of you that don't know PDR, it's a paintless dent removal. These guys come in with like these little bars and just massage it out slowly and tap with a little plastic hammer and just try to kind of mold the metal back to where it's supposed to be. From what I'm thinking, for what the process is, it's going to be probably a couple $100, maybe $300+ to fix it. Don't know if it'll be worth it or if I should just practice doing some body repair. But overall, guys, the paint came out pretty dang awesome. I did find out that this back bumper has been kind of destroyed by them throwing stuff in. And if you can't tell, they were golfers. There was a bunch of little golf stuff I found in the trunk. I'm so happy I got this window up. That has been making me anxious since I bought the car. So glad that's done. And the right side of the car looks pretty good. There's one little tiny ding down there, but I don't think it's anything that I really have to worry about. The roof of the car I am seeing is a little bit more weathered than I'd like. The clear coat does seem pretty hazy here, so it's getting close to on its way out. I gotta try to revive this before it's too late. Probably throw another coat on top. The clear coat here, I don't know if you can see it. Let me go around to the other side. See, I think you can see it now, but right here, the clear coat is just burning through. So we're definitely gonna have to touch up probably the whole roof when I fix the area where it's chipping and the front and back bumper. The hood seems to also kind of have that haze. So again, I think it could use another clear coat. But I'm kind of dabbling, guys. I've been thinking about doing this matte, but then I don't think the metallic will show as cool through the matte. So I don't know, I think what I'll do is, once I get to that point, fix the clear coat, fix the paint, make it look sharp, shiny, see if I like it, and then maybe consider doing a matte on it. But like I said, I don't know. I don't want to lose this cool color. I don't know what it is, but this color draws me in, and I think that's why I ended up wanting to keep it so bad, is it just looks really, really sharp, especially when it's all finished. I've seen one other with this color, and it's just such a sharp car. Once I clean up the rims, fix the grille, fix the bumpers. I am going to tint this. I do like tint. I just don't like selling cars with tint, just to make that clear for anyone who asks in the future. So I probably will tint out the windows, at least the back ones, and then maybe a light tint on the front so I don't get any tickets. But I think it's just gonna be a sharp little ripper for a daily driver. Now, the only thing that stinks, and I think I'm still gonna have to order a spare key, is the key doesn't actually unlock the car. Let's see if it turns red like it was before. Yeah, it's not even turning red. It just doesn't do it. So I might try to order a secondary cheap key, see if I can get it. Or I have that other one that I ordered trying to replace just the parts on this. Maybe I can get that one to semi-work on here. But as you can see, the interior, I did not go crazy. I just wanted to get the junk out, guys. I wanted it to feel less gross, even though it really didn't do too much to help it at all. Yeah, I mean, it is funky in here. It really is. I don't think it was this bad. Maybe me having that window open actually caused all this. Looks like mold is in here now. I think I gotta be careful. But yeah guys, it's running pretty good. I ended up taking it around the corner last night just to get a feel. And then I ripped on it a little bit, and this thing's pretty quick. I've never actually got on it. I was just trying to get it home the last time, but I got on it a little bit last night. I was pretty dang impressed how well this thing was going. So my buddy actually asked me last night whether he thinks this or the Mustang was faster. And last night I said probably the Mustang, but after driving it, I think it's this thing. It does have, especially when you're getting on the throttle hard, it has a pretty hard shift from first to second. Not terrible, but definitely noticeable compared to the rest of the shifts. And especially with, and I just realized it last night, I have paddle shifters like the Ferraris. Oh boy, moving up. But yeah, but especially when using the manual mode or the paddle shifters, it definitely slammed pretty hard first to second, and second to third wasn't that big a deal. So I do think I want to service the transmission before I go crazy with it. And I would also like to do the timing belt and the timing chain tensioner and timing chain on this before I go crazy. You guys have seen how I got the A4. I believe it has the exact same engine as this one. So I want to make sure that I replace that timing chain and timing chain tensioner and timing belt before I go nuts. Because I'm pretty sure that guy bought it like that, beat on it, and then that's why the engine popped. And then I got it for so cheap. So I don't want that to happen to me. So we'll probably be doing that soon. But I think for the meantime, guys, unless I find another flip by next week, I will most likely be pulling off this front bumper next week and starting to plastic weld it and try to fix it. Maybe I'll try to start cleaning up the headlights a bit and just start doing little things. So that'll probably be the goal next week. The front bumper, at least fix the mounting brackets. The headlights, clean them up, buff them out, re-spray paint them. Maybe I'll start tackling the rims. I don't know, I really don't know, but definitely start doing something to get this moving forward. Maybe I'll actually shampoo and clean the interior. I don't know, we're gonna have to see. I'm really hoping to get another flip. That's probably why I'm being a little hesitant if I'm gonna do this or that on this car. So my goal is to get another flip. So hopefully I will next week. If not, then we'll start tackling the things that are not gonna cost me an arm and a leg on this car. So that's it guys. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will catch you again on Thursday. Later guys.